Assalamu alaikum guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to start part 1 of the sentence completion series. So this is part of the verbal section of the GAT or qudrat exam. So let's get started. We have to fill in the blank. We have choices over here. But first, a good way to approach this is to read this without looking at the choices and try to replace it. And then look at the choices. It's either what you chose or something that's closely related. So let's get started. When you can measure blank, you are speaking about and express it. Blank. Numbers. You know something blank. It when you cannot measure it. When you cannot blank it in numbers, your knowledge is of a meager and unsatisfactory kind. It may be the beginning of knowledge, but you have blank in your thoughts advanced to the stage of science. Okay, let's get started. When you can measure blank, when you can measure when is not it. When you can measure what, when you can measure where, when you can measure whom you are speaking about. When you can measure what you are speaking about and express it. So we know that the answer is B, what, because B fits in. So it's like when you can measure what you're speaking about. That makes sense. I know you can be tempting to choose whom when you can measure whom you're speaking about, but the correct answer is actually B. Now let's move on. And express it blank numbers, and express it in numbers, and express it to numbers, from numbers, with numbers. In numbers, we can express something. When we're expressing something, we express it in terms of blank. Express it in terms of numbers. You know something blank it. You know something for it. You know something within it. You know something about it. It's about it. You know something about it when you cannot measure it. Okay. When you cannot blank it in numbers. When you cannot tell it. When you cannot ask it. When you cannot say it. When you cannot express it. When you cannot express it. Why? Because when you read the sentence, when you cannot measure it, when you cannot blank it, when you cannot tell or ask or say, they can't be, because you usually say that to a human being. And we're talking about words, so we cannot express it. We cannot express words. Okay, and the last thing. It may be the beginning of knowledge, but you have blank in your thoughts advanced to the stage of science. But you have immature? No. You have scarcely? Maybe. You have arrogantly? You have lack? No, it's not lack because it just doesn't fit. You have arrogantly or scarcely. Now let's read it in terms of the thing. It may be the beginning of knowledge, but you have scarcely in your thoughts advanced to the stage of science. But you have arrogantly in your thoughts advanced to the stage of science. It's not arrogantly, because arrogantly doesn't fit in this sense, meaning that the answer is B. Now we have completed our 5 questions for sentence completion. Please don't hesitate to email me wizworksyt@gmail.com if you have any questions or suggestions, or comment it down. I hope you guys learned something from this video. See you in the next video.